Hello, everyone. My name is Rosemary Savino. I run operations at Vanadium. We are a data management platform that's leveraging innovative technology to give people and companies back the control they need over their data. And I'm joined here today by Soroosh Mashal from audEERING. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Lovely to see you here.
Thank you so much.
Can you just give us a quick view of your role at audEERING before we get into our questions?
Sure. So, I'm Soroosh Mashal. I am the principal AI strategist at audEERING. And what I do is that I'm kind of like the glue between the marketing, the business, the management, data team, and so on. So I ensure that we create something that matters to the world, and we just don't do stuff that don't matter. So that's what the strategists do.
Since you put it on the table, tell me what it is that you do that matters to the world. Tell us about your vision.
Sure. So it's all like when it comes to the AI development, we are really focusing on this logical aspect of it, right? To ensure that it helps us to be more productive and so on, which is amazing. We should not forget about that because that's where the value starts. But then what we shouldn't do is that we just leave the humanity behind, which means all of our expressions, all these nuances. So at audEERING, we focus on voice, hence voice and AI, we are here. So, and we detect the emotional expressions from the tone of voice. So for example, as you talk, imagine that, you can say, "Hey, how are you doing here?" Or you can say, "Hey, how are you doing here?" In both cases, you're exactly saying the same words, but what comes across is totally different. And that's what our technology can detect. So yeah, that's all about it. Vocal expression detection.
So that's amazing, because I think what we forget a lot of times is how much of human communication is nonverbal.
Exactly.
And you guys are finding a way to actually bring that to the fore.
Yeah.
And to help augment just the straight up AI, speech to text, all that kind of good stuff. So tell me a little bit more about the intersection of that. It's not a nuance, it's really a huge thing.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, like, as you mentioned, most of the communication we have with each other is nonverbal. And somehow we are not accounting for that like, imagine you're creating conversational AI agents. And I think, personally, that's the reason that we still don't feel comfortable talking to AI as we do with humans. Because imagine, like, AI at this point probably have more information than any human I want to reach out to. In many cases, yes. In many cases, no. But still. But if you imagine that it doesn't feel right, and it doesn't feel right because if you don't have the proper natural interaction. So yeah, that's it. We try to fix that piece of the puzzle.
So share with us a little bit how audEERING approaches that. I won't say problem, but how do you approach that vision?
Yeah, sure. So what we do is that first of all, the company started 2012. We gathered a lot of data and we tried to model. Of course, we connected to psychologists because it's super important that when we are talking about expression, we ensure that psychologists help us model it properly. And then based on that data, you have to annotate it, of course, and then it's just iteration. You just repeat the process, you get more data, you model again, and at the end of the day, you have a model that you can easily add to your whole puzzle. And then that model ensures that all of your vocal expressions, we're just focusing on voice, so it's not what you see in the face, but just what you hear, right? How you say something. And that is what we can model. So we can, and then of course there's a lot of engineering in there to ensure that you make it easily usable by everybody. So.
And are you doing this only in English? Is it multilingual?
Multilingual.
Yeah.
So it's because it is the tonality it's shared across all cultures. There are definitely different, not every culture is different, every individual is different. That's why I always say, right? So for example, I'm an upbeat person. So it means that like my baseline is like 20%, and I say 20%, I measured it.
I love engineers.
Yeah. So it's 20% more than like, the general public. And we do calibration, which means that we count for it. So let's say like if I'm on 10%, so to say, it means that I am probably sad about something. But if somebody hears me, they're probably like, oh, this person is super happy. It's just
I love it. I love it. So, can you give me your key takeaway from this year's conference? We kind of skirted around it,
Sure.
but what's your main takeaway from this year's conference?
Sure. I mean, what I learned is that if we want to make like any changes in the world, we have to act as a community.
Oh, I love that.
I think this is the most important thing, because as you see, like at audEERING, we are just one piece of the puzzle. We focus to get that piece right. There are other players here that are focusing on their own piece, but together we can put all of these pieces together and create that picture. And that's how humanity goes forward. Like that's how innovation happens.
I love that analogy. Thank you so much, Soroosh.
Sure.
It was great speaking with you today.
Sure,
Thanks
sure.
for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.